Hi everyone, I'm hopeful that all you will be fine. In the last session, we have discussed regarding the meeting shareability, okay? And in today's session, we will discuss regarding the meeting registration and polls and quizzes, questions, all the stuff, okay? If you are a new here and you are also interested with the remaining sessions, then just navigate back to the Webex integration playlist, watch them, and come back here, okay? So for today's session, regarding the registration parameter, registration field, so before that, when you are going to enable the registration with the meeting, when at the time of scheduling that using the Webex REST API, few key points you must be have in your mind. So first thing is that the meeting will not be ad hoc meetings. For that, you need to set the ad hoc false. Okay, and the second key point is that the meeting must be with a password. Okay, that means meeting must be have a password. Without meeting password, the registration field or parameter will be ignored by the Webex REST API. Okay, so meeting must be with a password. Okay, and the third point is you must be have a disabled enable join before host option. Okay, so this option must be false. Okay, if you have enabled this option to true and you have also placed the registration parameter, then this registration parameter object will be ignored by the REST API. Okay, and the fourth point is that the meeting must not be a recurrency meeting. That means the meeting will not be a meeting series. That will be a simple scheduled meeting. Okay, so the recurring field must not be included inside the payload. Okay, so these are the four key points before enabling the registration. Okay, so first limitation regarding the registration object you have that you can only register, I can say apply registration for the attendees or participant limit is a 1000. Okay, so you can set max reg number to 1000. Okay, and inside the registration object payload, I have divided that object into three different sections. So first section is regarding that registration approval. Okay, so inside that the first section, so first section is for approval. So inside that you have only one field called auto SAP request. So inside that you can only pass the value in the type of boolean, either you can say true, either you can say false. So if you are interested to auto approve the registration form, then you can set here true, either you can set false. Okay, and the second section inside the registration object payload you have regarding the form fields. Okay, so inside the form fields you can define the already available list of fields. There are a bunch of fields regarding the form. So every field must be start with the require keyword and then the name of that field. So let's suppose we are sitting here, we are interested to be a form field called first name, then we say it here require first name. Okay, and that field name must be in a camel case. So we said comma here, and then inside that you can set value of type boolean that this field is required. Okay, and this field will be in the registration form. Okay, if you are also interested with the required last name, then you can set also that to true. Okay, and if you are also interested with the email, then you can set require email to true. Okay, and there are a bunch of fields like there are require country, region, require address 1, address 2, fax number, and many more fields you have to be set it if you require that type of a data from the registration, then you can also enable those. Okay, so the second section is related to the form fields actually. And third section inside the registration object is totally related to the questions. Okay, I mean to say quizzes or polls or questions. So inside that you can define the questions by setting the field customized questions. Okay, basically this will be a collection object. Inside that you can define the question objects. So every question object have this type of a schema you can see here. So first there will be must be a question field. Inside that you can set the question title. Okay, and there will be must be you have a must needed to define the type of that question. So there are different type of questions, either you can define here, say it here to single line text box, multi-line text box, either you can say it here if you have multi-choice questions, then you can define the then you can here define radio buttons, checkboxes drop down list is. Okay, so you can define any, and you can define the your choice or your selected type here, like we are setting a single line text box. Okay, and inside that question object schema you have rules. Okay, you can define the rules. So inside the rules object, I also divided that rule in different sections. So in the first section, you can define, okay, you can set the condition, what condition you are going to set, name that field to the condition and define the condition. So inside the condition, you have already defined a set of conditions, like you can here define contains, not contains, either you can here define equals, not equals. Okay, and you can also define here begins with, ends with. Okay, you can pick any one value from here and set it here in the type of string. So we are here saying contains. Okay, contains. So first section inside the rule is a condition, and second section will be a value, what value you are going to be matched. So here we can, if let's suppose we are setting here the value that will be matched, that will be compared what type of a condition you have applied. Okay, okay, and the third section inside the rules you have called result. Okay, so inside the result you can set either the, if the value have satisfied with the condition, then you can here set reject, either you can set here approve. So you have two options for that, you can set any one from that. Okay, so this is for the questions, and you can also define the rules for this form fields. Okay, so you can also define the rules at the global level. So you can say here rules, and you can define the rules as same we have discussed for the questions. Okay, so now let's comment this payload here, and we just need to start the API and start testing from the Postman. So now let's open the terminal. So we say npm start, and now just open the Postman. Inside the Postman, inside the learn with take, we have a create Webex meeting, and we have already our running API Webex post endpoint, and here we do need to define the payload. So inside the payload, we first need to define the required fields for the meeting creation, which is a title. We say here with the registration. Okay, and we need to define the start, and we set the start date and time. We set the date, so we say 20 00 and 00, and then we need to define the end time. We say end, and we need to set the end date. Okay, and we say 20 and 50 minutes duration of that meeting, and then we need to define the invitees. Okay, inside the invitees we need to define the schema of the invitee. So first one is the email, which is a required field. So we say here email of that invitee person. Okay, and the display name. So we say display name and we say co-host. Co-host will be false. Okay, and then we need to define the registration. So here we say registration, and inside the registration object we need to set auto accept request to true, and we are going to requiring the require first name. Okay, so we set here true, and require last name we say here true. Here we say require email, we say here true, and we can also say require address one, we say true. Okay, and we now need to define the customized question. So we say customized questions, and inside that we need to define the question. Here we say question one with the question title. So we say question. Okay, and inside the question we need to say the title, how are you. Okay, and we say the type will be the single line text box. Okay, and we set max length. to 128. Okay, and we also define the rules. So we say inside the rules, we set the object for the rules called, first is a condition. So we say here condition will be contains. Okay, set the value for the condition, we say contains fine, and we say here the result will be approved. Okay, and we say made case false, and we say order will be 1, and we need to set the comma here. Okay, and we need to also set the rules with the entity collection here. So we say rules, and we set entity collection need to format the payload. And now let's send the request, and I think send the request just. So we have got an error regarding the authorization. We need to authorize. Okay, now we are successfully authorized, and let's navigate back. Okay, here I have a 2 typo mistake. I have here D approved, so I removed the D from here. Okay, and another typo mistake I have regarding the title. So you must be set those before sending the request. So now let's send the request, and we have successfully created the meeting with the registration. Let's response back, and inside that we can see here we have a registration. And now navigate to the browser and open the inbox. So inside the inbox you can see we have a registration link here, so we need to click that. Click on register. You can see we have a fields. Okay, so this is the first name, last name, email, address 1, and how are you. Okay, I'm hopeful that you have enjoyed this session. If you have any query regarding this session, then just please place the comment inside the video comment section. Either you can share your queries or suggestions via my shared contact details. Take care. Bye bye.